Hello, welcome back to Fire's Gaming. My name is Ben, and today we're going to continue on with Suzerain Rizia. So, last time out, we funded a project to help save, was it a river basin? Well, not save it, but clean it up following a bunch of mining waste from the Mephium International Trade Zone. Then we had a one-on-one meeting with Titus to kind of learn a little bit more about him. And then we went over here to Zeal for the Vasic Rizian Friendship Day. That was interrupted by a terrorist bombing that was quite possibly planned out by Su Omina, which is the racist nationalist organization from Rizia. So let's go ahead and take a look at the decrees here before we move on to the next churn. So let's see here. I figured the best plan was to go ahead and sign the Extensive Geological Survey Initiative, which is launching a detailed geographical survey. The kingdom meticulously explores its territories for latent mineral resources, delving into the hidden depths of Rizia's landscapes. A considerable financial and authoritative investment is directed toward unearthing potential treasures concealed within the nation's crust. While the tangible outcomes remained enveloped in the mysteries of geological exploration, the latent prospect of discovering new mines hints at promising economic advancements. This significant decree signals a bold stride towards uncharted economic opportunities, pivoting on the anticipated bounties concealed beneath. So hopefully, it'll take about a turn in order to finish. So hopefully that'll help boost, or at least give us opportunities to boost our economy. So we're going to go ahead and sign that decree there. Alright, and then my thought was, let's see, where are you? Trade. If we go ahead and do another medium energy sale, that'll give us an additional 2 budget. That'll get rid of all our energy we have left, but it's all surplus, so we'll get some more next turn. So if we go and do that, we'll get 2 more budget. So we'll sign that. And then where are you? Go all the way back down to the bottom. But then I figure we could use our 1 authority and 2 budget to build the Aromasaurus Hospital, which is the Kingdom Greenlight's foundation of the Port Drazon Romasaurus Hospital. With cutting-edge medical amenities and dedicated research zones, this institution vows to provide unparalleled healthcare to Rizians. Furthermore, it stands ready to serve as a pivotal medical base for wounded military personnel, reinforcing the nation's defense capabilities. So basically, that'll use up the rest of our authority and budget for this turn, but it'll crank up our military manpower by 250, plus add another 50 manpower per churn on completion, and it'll take about 2 turns to complete that. So it'll be good for helping to increase healthcare in the country, as well as potentially increasing our military a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and sign that as well. That's all our authority, energy, and budget that's left available to us. Ooh, wow, okay, looks like there's a couple new decrees here as well. Let's see what just popped. Medium second energy sale, which obviously I don't have anywhere near enough energy to do that. Okay, that looks like that was it. Cool. So I guess let's take a look at our armed forces, see if there's anything else we can bump up here. I don't want to go too overboard on building up our military, but I think it'd be good to keep beefing it up just a little bit to help keep what are they? The Azaros happy, so we don't get some sort of a military coup or something. Or maybe an assassination attempt over the fact that we're not building it. I don't know. But either way, I want to at least try to build up our army just a little bit here. So let's add in... Let's see what this is going to cost. We can do a couple infantry divisions. So yeah, let's add in 2 infantry divisions. And another support. Let's do 3 infantry divisions. That'll use up all of our resources for that. So there we go. Let's add in 3 infantry divisions, another support division. Beef up our army just a little bit. Go and do that. Alright, and then let's see here. We got some overview updates. economy, policy, mining surveys. Coolio, looking to find some more mineral deposits. And then we have, oh geez, stop scrolling. 3 newspaper articles here. So, we got 2 first from the Royal Herald. So we got energy exports set to increase. In an effort to increase the income of the state, the Treasury has announced that it's exploring the possibility of selling off part of the gas surplus to interested global partners. A specific partner is still to be found, but several nations have already expressed interest. During the press announcement, it was especially stressed that only surplus will get sold in order to not endanger Rizia's domestic supply. A beneficial deal that will be sought that still ensures Rizia's domestic supply remains secured. And Kingdom surveys its lands. His Majesty's office has announced that an expansive and detailed mineralogical survey of all of Rizia will be carried out in the coming months, in order to chart which precious resources remain hidden under the kingdom's crust. Teams of geologists will be formed and, in close cooperation with the universities and mining companies, carry out the survey. The latest technological techniques will be used in this process, all funded by the Treasury. While, of course, the exact value remains to be seen, geologists have stated that they are confident that vast mineral deposits will be uncovered. If exploited, these might have the potential to spark another economic boom, propelling the country's wealth to even greater heights. Just totally the plan. Or the hope, I guess. And then, see, from Geopolitico, it's doing that weird thing again where the new articles are at the bottom. Let's see, where are you? There we go. Rizia to become energy exporter. Rizia's kingdom has announced to Marcopa nations that it's looking to step up its export of gas. The country is looking for regional partners to sell to, intending to improve its diplomatic standing through the trade of one of its most valuable resources. Cool. Alright, I was kind of hoping for something about the hospital, but that's okay. Alright, that looks to be everything we got. So let's go ahead and move on to the next turn here. Alright, turn 3, Ties Tattered. It's fairly safe to say that's going to be about Valen. Alright, let's see, so no newspaper articles, but we got a bunch of reports. So let's go ahead and start with, I want to say jails, but if it's not Pales, I'm going to guess it's Jalais. So, mining survey yields no results. The Royal Mining Survey has yielded no results. No major mineral deposits have been found underneath Jalais. Hope continues to exist that future technological advancements could assist in surveying the seafloor near the city, an area that surveyors were not able to confidently assess using current methods. Okay. See, in Kalus, mining survey finishes. Large gold deposits discovered. Fantastic. Rejoice in Kalus as surveyors of the Crown reported back the results from the mining survey carried out in recent months. Significant gold deposits have been found underneath between Kalus and Fort Mono that, if exploited, have the potential to solidify Rizia's position as a leading gold producer in the region. Awesome. And from, I'm going to guess it's also probably Tope, whatever. The Royal Mining Survey has yielded no results. No major mineral deposits have been found underneath Tope. Surveyors were careful not to damage the ancient resident ruins in the area, which may have prevented progress. Cool. And, more importantly, Resident City restoration finishes. The restoration efforts of the ancient resident city center of Tope have been completed, with hundreds of facades renewed and old roads being brought to the surface again. The concrete that was used to cheaply plaster over decaying ancient infrastructure has been removed, displaying the city to the public as it once was. Several ancient excavation sites around the city have also opened, with many of them expected to draw tours from all over Rizia and Marcopa. These include an ancient villa, as well as a horse racing track, and an aqueduct. Several other archaeological sites are still being excavated and are expected to gradually open in years to come. Sweet, so I'm definitely hoping for an extra little boost to our economy from that. Let's see, from Arnio, mining survey yields no results. The Royal Mining Survey has yielded no results. No major mineral deposits have been found underneath Arnio. Search was hindered due to the difficulty of the terrain, and surveyors have not ruled out deposits could still be discovered in the future. And Havas Mining Survey wraps up. Large coal deposits discovered. As part of the mining surveys ordered by the Crown in the region, large coal deposits were discovered underneath Havas. Surveyors delivered the positive result to the palace yesterday as expectations of new coal mine rise. Alright, so we got large gold and coal deposits. That's pretty dope. hopefully we can do something with those here soon. See, nice. The Rome Taurus Hospital is under construction. Iskier's gas field is also still under construction. Let's see, does it say anything? No, that just goes back to the... Oh, wait, hold up. Nope. It did add restored ancient city site and then the gas field under construction. Okay, that's kind of cool. Alright, so then I guess let's head back to Port Jazon here. For an update on the Zeal incident. A few weeks had passed since the attack in Zeal. I called Lucida, Hugo, Titus, and Vina to my council chambers for a security update. Titus insisted on sweeping the room before Vina and I sat down. Hugo is next to arrive, early as usual. Your Majesty, how are you faring? We're gonna go with this one. Although the bottom one was tempting too, but I'm just fine. It's the Vasic victims of the bombing I'm concerned about. It was God's will that you survived. Losing 2 kings within a year would have been catastrophic for this country. Gentlemen. Everyone automatically fell silent as Lucida strode through the room. She was dressed in her army major's blazer, with 2 stars prominently displayed above her right breast pocket. Now that crisis had struck, her entire bearing had changed. She had a commanding air about her. I need a status report, now. Certainly, Your Majesty. Still standing, she picked a dossier up off the table and flipped it open. I'll reiterate what we already know. At 16:05 hours on December 8th, 1950, an explosive object detonated in Smolik Square in the city of Zeal. It had been planted beneath grandstands that were set up that morning. Seated in those stands were mixed civilians and political figures who had been invited to the Friendship Day event, all of Vasic heritage. The most recent casualty report states that 3 civilians were killed in the blast. Of the 14 injured, all are now in stable condition. Alright, that's good, but... I'll get to those in a second, but my concern is, why didn't they sweep the stands better? I don't know. Anyway. Don't forget that right before the attack, someone screamed for the king. I haven't forgotten, nor has Valen. She turned a page. Based on the scant evidence available, Valen's intelligence agency suspects that the Rizia nationalist group Su Omina was behind the crime. She looked meaningfully at Hugo. The views of those extremists do not represent those of the throne. We have to make that clear. The continued involvement of one Rico Torres would suggest otherwise. I told you, Duchess Cesaro, I've already spoken to Rico. He had absolutely nothing to do with what happened. What were Su Omni's activities like in the months leading up to the attack? Nothing out of the ordinary, a few marches. All peaceful events held to promote recent values. Su Omina is not and has never been a violent organization. I should clarify, the group's official activities have never been violent, but individual members have printed leaflets calling for a more creative solution to the Vasic problem. I don't understand why Cousin Rico would even support a group like that. Queen Liza always said monarchy is incompatible with nationalism. The crown knows no borders. Yeah, I'll agree with her. Yes, Rico has no right using the Taurus name to serve his own xenophobic agenda. My son is as much of a Taurus as you are, Princess Vina, and frankly, he should be commended for his efforts to protect the country from miscreants. I assume miscreants is supposed to be read as foreigners. If I may, Your Grace, why have you never once thrown your own weight behind Su Omina if you support its ideals? Hugo spread his hands wide. It would do the group no favors to have an old man like me in the spotlight. They need youth vitality. They are the future of Rizia, after all. He smiled warmly at Vina. My daughter looked away. Future or not, we have no concrete proof Su Omni was behind the attack. All we have is Valen's word. Let's go with that one. Why haven't we looked into this ourselves? Our foreign intelligence agency is hamstrung by its limited resources, Your Majesty. With an increased foreign intelligence budget, we could commission a full investigation into the Zeal incident and take measures to prevent such an event from reoccurring. Now, how much would that cost us? A significant portion of our emergency funds, but it'll be worth it.
Pardon me, ma'am. Major, Duchess?
Oh, I see.
Pardon me, ma'am. Major, Duchess?
He's not sure what to call her. I gotcha. All eyes turn towards the man in the gold blazer.
May I point out that you weren't present on the day of the Zeal incident? The king and I were. Prior to His Majesty's arrival, my men and I attempted to clear the square of every conceivable danger. However, we could not be everywhere at once.
Yeah, this is my question exactly here, but it shouldn't have been your job to find the bomb. It was Valen's.
Our job is to take every measure to protect the King of Rizia. In that respect, we failed. This event has shown how vulnerable you and the royal family truly are, and how inadequate my men and I are to seek out and neutralize threats to your safety. And therefore, it is my opinion that any emergency funding allocated in the wake of the Zeal attack should go towards re-expanding the Golden Guard. With more men under my command, I could also easily send a team to Isa to confirm or rule out Sue Omnia's involvement to what happened.
Lucida's jaw dropped. Hugo eyed Titus uneasily.
Your Majesty, you recently conveyed your apprehension over re-expanding the Golden Guard's ranks and duties, but this incident would serve as an excellent opportunity for us to demonstrate our capabilities.
Lucida spoke up sweetly. I'm sorry, but why wasn't I privy to this discussion? The expansion of the Golden Guard is a security-related issue which, as Council of War and Internal Security, falls under my purview. Our discussion wasn't intentionally concealed from you, nor is it pre-planned. Forgive me for not informing you sooner. All well and good, Your Majesty, but the fact remains that national security is not Captain Gordian's area of expertise.
Ma'am, you must be aware of the historic rule of the Golden Guard. Until very recently, we were much more than simple guardsmen. Previously, the Guard had the authority to conduct sensitive internal investigations without getting caught up in red tape. The royal family and Rizia were both more secure because of it.
Lucida gritted her teeth. Oh, what you call red tape, I call accountability. You are asking for permission to act outside the law.
I am asking for permission to become a more agile, flexible arm of the law than any division currently in operation. This would benefit us both.
What kind of investigations do you have in mind, Captain?
Your Majesty, given the resources, we could recruit a number of qualified individuals and equip them with the technology to carry out covert surveillance in Isa.
Excuse me?
Captain Gordian, I am all for the expansion of the Golden Guard, but not if you insist on using it to chase a dead end. With respect, sir, we don't know whether it's a dead end. And investigating an organization with ties to the royal family is exactly the kind of sensitive mission the Golden Guard was built for.
Perhaps so, Captain Gordian, but the attack took place in Valen. Any resources that go towards investigating it should be allocated there, not within Rizia. She, Hugo, and Titus glared at each other. The tension was broken by a knock on the door. Loreno came in, clearly out of breath.
Excuse me, Your Majesty, my fellow councillors, these stairs never get easier.
Take a moment, Mr. Escabel. Loreno sat down. After catching his breath, he continued.
I've just received word from Valen's Foreign Minister. President Smolak plans to make it public that Rizian nationalists were involved in the Zeal incident.
Lucida's hands closed into fists.
Our relations with Valen have been cordial enough that Smolak would not immediately blame the Crown, but he will be expecting a response.
He's just testing us. His government can't prove anything. Lack of proof never stopped Valen from waging war on the Bloods. The Vasics are irrational.
Yes, I can't imagine any response to pacify that man. May I ask what the five of you were discussing before I came in?
My security response to the Zeal incident. Duchess Cesaro was requesting funds for foreign intelligence investigation in Valen, while Mr. Gordian would prefer the Golden Guard being given license to investigate threats within Rizia's borders. Actually, taking up Titus's offer to conduct a thorough investigation of Su Omnia could help pacify Valen. At the expense of Hugo's dignity, and thus the dignity of House Taurus.
Rest assured that if the Duke of Isa has nothing to hide, his dignity will remain intact.
Showing Valen that you are serious about investigating the potential terrorists makes diplomatic sense. I agree it's dangerous to investigate an organization that His Majesty's blood ties to.
But officially, carrying Su Omnia's name would be a boon for both the group and the kingdom.
So, Your Majesty, will you be conducting one of these investigations? Oof, that's a lot of money for both of them. I don't know, there's a lot of suspicions on both sides here. Does definitely feel a little suspect, so it's quite possible that Valen is behind it. But, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Lucida. That just, feels right. So, let's go with Lucida's proposal. Expand our intelligence force and send a team of investigators to Valen. Lucida clasps her hands together. Thank you, Your Majesty. I promise my department will get results. Titus bowed his head.
Rest assured, this will not affect my commitment to your family's security, Your Majesty.
A true professional. I appreciate that. That's still a matter of the King's public response. Do you have any suggestions?
I suggest you tell the truth. You take Valen's intelligence seriously and be conducting your own investigation into the suspected perpetrators. Emphasizing, of course, that Su Omnia is a lone wolf that does not represent the views of the Crown.
Hugo sniffed.
Or express your confidence that the group is innocent, which it is. I find it unwise to confirm or deny Su Omnia's innocence before more information is known, but I'll leave it to you, Your Majesty. It seems the next steps are quite clear, or is there any other subject that needed discussion? Nothing more to discuss, sir.
Yes, you're all dismissed. Enjoy the rest of your day. The others began filing out of the room. Lucida stayed behind. She took off her cap and looked me in the eyes. Allow me to express my gratitude once more, Your Majesty. As a newcomer to this council, it means a lot that you place your trust in me. I'm gonna go for it. Now that you have the funding, I'd like your help with an investigation of a more sensitive nature. I would be honored. What is it? I want to find out exactly how my father died. She froze in place. It was a heart attack. He was an old man. I have reason to believe the causes were less than natural. I see. It won't be easy with the Golden Guard around, but I can commission a small team. Am I to assume everyone who is in the palace the day of his death is a suspect? You know, as much as I don't want to investigate Pavel, I don't know. It's fine. I'm gonna go for it. Yes, Titus, Hugo, my mother, and the Grand Wiseman, and Pavel too. She nodded. I appreciate your trust in me. Consider it handled. She reached out and gave me a handshake. Her hand lingered in mine for just a second longer than normal before she withdrew it. I'll update you soon. She put her cap back on and hurriedly left the room. I picked up a pen and began drafting my response to Valen. Oof, wow, okay, I don't know why all that decreased. Unless maybe my training finally went through or something. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and start off with this overview. Oh, there's one in the military too. So we have core-sized mobile forces. Average military manpower pool. Okay, I see. So it's probably because we spent so much building up some brigades or something, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Economic policies. We have the ancient wall city of Tope. I'm just going to assume that's how it's supposed to be pronounced now. Then in order, we have expanded Rizian Royal Intelligence Service. I don't know if that was the right way to go with it or not, but as much as I trust Titus, I feel like the Duchess might be the better option to do that investigation. So that feels like it's probably the right move. All right, let's see. We have one newspaper from the Royal Herald, International Eyes on Palace. Time to get this Rumberg flag out of storage. For the first time since His Majesty King Rome's coronation, Queen Beatrice is scheduled to visit Port Jazon. The streets of the capital will be closed off for the afternoon as she and her party drive through the city to Palais Resna, where she will greet the Rizian public from the balcony before meeting with His Majesty and family in private. A state banquet will follow. Cool. And we have a few reports here first, and then I'm guessing that is going to be drafting our response. So let's see these first. We only got 2 reports. So, from Bronaz, Queen Beatrice greets Rumbergians in Bronaz. Ahead of her state visit to Port Jazon, Queen Beatrice of Rumberg graced Bronaz with a royal presence, giving a short address to the city's large population of ethnic Rumbergians. From the balcony of Bronaz City Hall, she praised the city's Rumbergian diaspora for preserving their rich heritage while also embracing our local culture. And from Jalais, Vezek community holds Friendship Day Vigil. The Vezek community in Jalais held a candlelight vigil in honor of the victims of the Friendship Day bombing in Zeal. Members of the Brainus Police Department were on hand to prevent potential violence between the mourners and the Jalais chapter of Su Omina, which was banned from holding a celebratory rally several days prior. Okay, that's not suspicious at all. Jeez. Alright, let's see. We have a couple new royal decrees here, so let's check those out and see what we got here real quick. Probably going to keep doing like I've been doing and wait until the end of the turn to sign anything. But, let's see. So we have allow free press. -3 authority. Okay, kind of like that. And actually, that looks like the only... Nope, maybe not. Oh, there we go. Harvest coal mine development. Let's see, -1 authority, -2 budgets, +1 energy. Or per churn, I should say. Alright. That definitely seems very likely to do. Yeah, I'd also like to do the Kali's gold mine. That'll probably bring in a lot more money. Yeah, +2 budget per turn on completion. But it costs 3 budget, which I don't have at the moment because we spent all of our budgets on, the security service. Or intelligence service, I mean. Alright. We'll see what happens. And, oh yeah, build Zeal Intelligence Hub in Mav Nortus. -2 authority, -2 budget, and about 2 turn construction. Which nobody seems to like. Interesting, okay. Alright, well, we'll see what happens towards the end of the churn. I might go ahead and either sell some military equipment or some more energy just to get a tiny bit more money in. So we can try to build some of those new energy resources. But that's okay. Alright. So for right now, though, let's head to Zeal for a statement regarding the Zeal bombing and naming of SO suspects. Let's see. So the press is expecting an official government statement from Rizia in the wake of the Zeal incident. In particular, they expect the king to either denounce or defend the nationalist group Su Omina, who have been accused of being involved in the bombing. We're obviously going to denounce and distance the crown from Su Omina. Fantastic. Alright. So that gives us a country relationship update with Valen. Let's see what that does. Alright, relations are still neutral, or maybe back to neutral. Alright, that's good. I'm going to assume it was probably negative there at one point. Cool. Alright, let's see. Then I gotta... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Whatever, let's click that and scroll back across. Alright, so we have one report here. From Zeal, 76 arrests since aftermath of bombing. Vezek authorities have arrested at least 76 people in the Zeal region on suspicions of connection to the bombing, many of Rizian and Bludish origin. The whereabouts of many of the detained are unknown, which is starting to worry international observers. Yes, that is also very sketchy. Alright, let's see. And then we have 2 updates here in the overview. So, economy situation. We are now turning into a popular regional tourist destination, which is good. But yeah, it also says, still falls short of achieving significant global tourist footprint, which I'm hoping those new resorts in Monkeys will help with that. And order situations, let's see. Adequate foreign intelligence service. Cool. Alright, I like that. I have 2 newspaper reports here. Or newspaper articles, whatever. So, first up from the Royal Herald. King denounces rogue organization Sue Omina in bombing aftermath. Rizians and Vasics alike are still reeling from the Friendship Day explosion that killed 3 civilians and endangered the life of King Romus. Valen has indicated that Rizian organization Sue Omina was behind this heinous attack. In response, His Majesty made a public statement accusing the group of going rogue and spreading unnecessary violence in his name. We can only hope the perpetrators will be swiftly brought to justice and security restored to the region of Zeal once more. And from Geopolitica, Lesbia alarmed by CSP's growing influence in Marcopa. Prime Minister Patricio Alvarez of Lesbia has voiced mounting concern regarding the CSP's expanding influence across south and eastern Marcopa. This comes as Lesbia deepens its affiliation with the ATO, signaling a clear strategic response to counter the millennialist sway in the region. With increased naval rotations by the CSP and the United Canton and Marquian Sea Fleet, Lesbia's stance underscores the critical geopolitical recalibration underway. Alvarez's administration, through adept foreign policy and military strategies, seeks to fortify Lesbia's regional position, safeguarding national interests amidst the escalating naval presence of rival powers. Interesting, okay. Just seeing that update. Where is Monkeys? Okay, there's no little construction thingy about a resort, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe it's because it's not something I ordered. I don't know. Alright, let's see here. So, we can we've got a visit from Queen Beatrice of Rumburg. But, honestly, I think I'm going to save that for later. So, that feels like as good a place as any to call for today. So, as always, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.